What is up, Go Nation? Happy Wednesday. Today is August 20th, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't really know why I give you guys the dates in my videos because, I guess you can just look to see when they're posted. I don't edit them or anything, so it doesn't take me days to upload them. Welcome to another video regarding my Civic. Today, I'm getting ready to eclipse 6,000 miles, so I wanted to give you guys a 6,000 mile review. If you've watched my videos, you know how I feel about it. It's a really cool car, but I want to be completely honest with you. I'm going through my lease cycle with it currently. If you want to know why I leased and didn't buy it, definitely go down and check out some of my other videos. I made one specifically about why to lease the Civic, especially this one. And in this video, I'm going to give you a sneak peek regarding the 2020 Civic Si that was just released today by Honda, and I'm going to give you some specs for it and let you know if I think that that's going to be the Civic Si that you should buy or that you should lease. So let's start off by talking about this one that I'm in right now. Right off the bat, I need to tell you guys that I really like the car. In 6,000 miles, I've had no mechanical hiccups with it whatsoever. Everything's been running just fine. I did have a dead battery once, but that was user error. I was in the car, I was listening to the radio, I got a phone call, I shut the radio off, I left the car in the ignition mode, the accessory mode, got out, went to work, came out of lunch, car was dead. That sucked. And another big thing is my jumper cables that you should always carry with you. I was shocked at the amount of people that don't carry jumper cables with them. It kind of blew my mind. I was like, hey, do you have cables? Do you have cables? Nobody had cables. And I think it's because cars have gotten more reliable. And with more reliability, people don't need jumper cables as much as they used to when cars weren't as reliable as they are now. Another thing, I think it's a generational thing. People don't carry jumper cables because people don't know how to use jumper cables. If you're watching this video and you don't know how to use jumper cables, be honest, hit the like button. And I'll do a video on how to jump a car properly because there is a specific way that you need to do it. But like I said, that was my one little mechanical faux pas that I had, and it wasn't even Honda's fault, it was my fault. At 6,000 miles, my oil consumption, it says I am 50% of the way till needing an oil change at 6,000 miles. Now, I bought the Honda Care plan thing, and basically where Honda will change your oil for you. If my math is right, that means that the oil in this car is not going to be changed till 12,000 miles. And to me, that's a little excessive. You know, I don't think that cars should have their oil changed every 3,000 miles because I think that is way too much. But I do think cars should have their oils changed around 5,000 to 6,000 miles, especially depending on the type of driving you do and your climate. In fact, some climates, if it gets really, really cold or really, really hot, you may want to use different weights of oil. But like I said, always consult somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about before you do that, or at least someone who thinks they know what they're talking about before you do that. But back to the car. Do I still like the exhaust? You can probably hear it. The answer is yes. I do still like the exhaust. I think it's still the best bang for your buck Honda Civic exhaust out there. It doesn't drone, you can hear it. Sounds good. Gives me pops, give me crackles every time I push in my clutch. Remember, the exhaust you want to get is not just open exhaust. You want to tune your exhaust. So check out the video regarding the exhaust vid for this car on how to tune your exhaust. What else? Like I said, reliability has been great. My average fuel economy for life of the car is 26.4, which is good. I know it's not in its 30s, but I do rarely drive on the freeway with this thing. I drive about 15 miles to and from work every day, and that's kind of round trip, but it's all city streets. Stop and go traffic. I rarely get above 50, 55 miles an hour, and 0 to 50 you could say is rather spirited. So I do drive the car relatively hard, unless I'm sitting in traffic. What else? The size of the car. So if you guys know, and you guys have been following the videos for some time, I originally went to go buy an Accord Sport 2.0. I found one that was a stick shift, and I thought, man, that's the car I'm gonna get. I do have a family that I do flip around in the car from time to time, but to be honest with you, my Civic is my car that I drive every day, and it's a fun car to drive. If you put yourself in the mindset, that's what the Civic is. It's a fun, sporty car to drive that looks really good. You can drive every day and get good gas mileage and have good reliability. If those are the boxes you want, the Civic is a great car, and the Si is an even better car. Because, like I said, it's just so freaking practical. The Accord was heavy, it was, too big, and that was one of the worries about this is, okay, after I have the car for 6 months, well, am I still gonna like it? Is it gonna be too small? Well, I fit in here with the wife and the 2 kids pretty well. I wouldn't drive 500 miles in this car, but I wouldn't drive 500 miles in this car alone. The suspension sucks for long road trips. It's not touring suspension, it's sport suspension. And I know this car has MagneRide, or a variation of active dampening, but even in the normal mode, I mean, the car still doesn't ride softly. Plus, our other option, we have a 2017 Dodge Durango Citadel, which is like a luxury loaded out model of the Durango. And to be honest with you, there's no reason why we wouldn't take that, because it still gets about 21, 22 miles per gallon on the freeway, and it gives us a lot of room. So, like I said, if you're in the market for a car that is fun to drive, sporty, reliable, good on gas, insurance is pretty cheap on it, the Civic is really the way to go. Now, I always like talking to you guys about the lease option. Lease. And why did I lease my 2019? I gave you guys a bunch of reasons as to why I leased it. You guys had some great comments back and forth. I've helped a lot of people personally who've reached out to me regarding leasing. Is it a good time to lease? This is my information, blah, blah, blah. So today, Honda actually released the updated specs for the 2020 Honda Civic Si. And here's what they said. The 2020 Honda Civic Si, it is going to have it's going to have a facelift, okay? A mild facelift. Now, I don't know how I feel about that, because the facelift includes things I think this should have included normally. Number 1, it includes LED headlights. Oh my gosh. If you get a Civic, a 2017 and up Civic, I don't care what it is, a Sport, a Type R, anything, put LED headlights in it. I have a whole video on LED versus HID. You know what? I don't even care. Put HID in it. If that's what you want to run hot and fog and melt your headlights, that's cool. But the light output from the stock halogens is ridiculously low. The car's gonna have different wheels, a slightly redesigned front, which I'm not entirely crazy about, and then it said it's gonna have red accents on the interior on the dash. That's all well and good. Okay, whatever. Like, that's neat. They haven't released any pictures of the inside of it, so I don't really know yet, unfortunately. But one of the neat things that they did put on the car, and it's coming standard on all cars, is Honda Sensing. So Honda Sensing is going to give you lane departure assist, auto cruise control. It's going to give you a backup. It's probably going to give you, so there's a lot of things that it's going to give you. It's going to give you backup sensors. There's a lot of things that come with Honda Sensing. The problem is, I don't know how Honda Sensing is going to work with a stick shift. The autonomous driving, not autonomous driving, but like radar cruise control and things like that, I just don't know how it's going to work with a stick shift. It is going to give you blind spot monitoring, which is really cool. It's bringing the car into the new ages, but here's the problem. The base price on the car is about $2,200 more than on the 2019 Honda Civic. So if you're comfortable with paying for that stuff, now remember, it is going to be nice to have. They're creature comforts, and they're things that I've complained about this car. Look, you need LED headlights, you need this, you need that. Like, additional things that the car, I complained about the lack of luxury in the car, in my first video. And Honda has addressed those. So shout out to Honda. And Honda, if you're watching my video, dude, thanks. How cool is that? But the reason why I don't know why Honda's doing this is because of where it is in the life cycle of the car. So the life cycle of a car is anywhere from 5 to 6 years. So it came out in 2017. So 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22. So by 2022, they should be releasing 2022 model year, which is actually 2021. They should be releasing another Civic. Why are they going to refresh the Civic, especially the SI? Why are they going to refresh the SI now? Is it to boost sales over the next couple of years? I don't know. And part of what I think has actually happened is more of you are actually going out and buying the Type R and not buying the SI. See, Ford or Chevy actually has to be careful with this. They don't want to neuter the Camaro market with the Corvette, and that's what's happening. More people who would have bought an SI in the first place are going out and buying the Type R, or they're trading in their SI for a Type R. And as the Type R gets older and the markup comes down, they become more reasonable. These are things that are actually going to affect the sales of the SI. And it concerns me that there's not more of a disparity between the two. So, for what it's worth. Anyways, like, subscribe. If you like the videos, definitely drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about your Civic and what Honda could have done and things like that. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing. The new Civic, is going to have a 6% higher drive ratio, or final gear ratio, which just means it's going to be 6% faster. All your gears are 6% faster. That's great from line to line speed, but I sure hope they update the clutch, because anytime you do that, you put more strain and wear and tear on the clutch. Pro tip, Honda. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Have a great day, and thank you very much for watching.